Okay, folks. Hello again. Dave Lytle here, and looky what I got. This is the result, yet again, of a lot of hype out there. Um, and I bowed to it and went ahead and did the necessary thing and spent money. I got a pair of IOR Valdada. These things, let me tell you about them. First of all, I was once again, like many others, thinking that this was going to be really hype, that it would be uh, an okay binocular, basically Eastern European military design. Is one of the commercial versions. It's not the one with the infrared sensors, but nonetheless, it's got everything else. And I thought, well, it'll probably be okay. Uh, it can't be what everybody seems to make it out to be. Uh, it would appear that, again, this is something kind of like the Tentos, where you got a cultish following, if not a full-on cult. And I figured, well, let's see if it's worth it. Let's see if it meets all the hype. And doggone it, I didn't lose. I got these things secondhand, but mechanically and optically, they're like new. So what, right? So they're like new. How are they? They're amazing. Um, and I kind of almost feel obligated to rag on something because it seems like almost anything I'm showing you guys is something that I'm praising. Must get old. But these things are truly one of my faves. They're now one of my faves. I figured I'd buy them, I'd do a review, I'd sell them, that would be it. Um, my sidekick Steve, oldest son, I let him look through them, and he said, "Yeah, I really like these," and I really like them. Um, Took them out, did the 1951 test target routine, and compared them against my a series of my best 7x50s. An interesting test. That test showed that all of my 7x50s, didn't matter what make, didn't matter how new they were or how old they were, given the time, allowing my eyes to rest and just get into the groove, I was able to, with every one of them, make out group -1, element 1, and with every single one of them, it would phase eventually. I could actually make out the detail of element 2. Didn't matter. I got these things out. Now this is a 7x40. That's 10 millimeters less. Does it make a big difference, that loss of aperture? I'm going to say yeah, it does make a difference, but not enough. This thing would do what all the others did. It gave me group -1, element 1. It never was able to phase into element 2. But who the heck cares? It's the combination of features that makes this thing just flat out cool. It's a cool binocular. Um, the focusing is incredibly smooth on these things. It's individual focus, but very, very smooth. Very much like the comms that we reviewed. These wheels are rather large and allows you to just stop on a dime, proverbial dime. Optically, you get to that point of focus and, oh, stop right there. You don't have to fly past it. I really thought that these funky shaped eye cups, which I guess are meant to block out some light from the sides, I thought they were going to really interfere with my ability to enjoy the field. I wasn't going to get the eye relief that I needed. because of these, wearing my glasses. Wrong, I had no problem squeezing up against these things very comfortably, and I can see the edge of the field, and it's a beautiful view. Beautiful view. Now, here's the thing. I normally wouldn't say these things have got a great sweet spot, but this thing has something over any of the 7x50s that I have. Any of them. I love the 7x50s because generally they're going to give me, and by the way, I've been saying it wrong. I'm going to tell you, I've been saying depth of focus. It's actually depth of field. My 7x50s are giving me great depth of field. I do not have to change my focus over a good distance. The one thing about these, I've heard, I didn't know if it was true, that they're, in a sense, kind of like Steiner's, in that you get focus within about 30 meters and you're able to look out to infinity. I wouldn't say it's 30 meters with these things, but I paced it off, and at around 80 to 100 meters, at that point, I can focus on anything beyond that point, like to infinity, and my eye is doing all the adapting, and I don't have to focus these things. You know, if you're looking at anything between 100 and however far, just throw them up and look, and don't bother adjusting squat. That's really the one feature these things have over any of the 7x50s. And another thing I like about them, because of that, there's something about this built-in ability to accommodate the eye to basically do all the focusing yourself, that actually compensates for any field curvature these things have. I tried looking at them from the perspective of, well, they're like any other binocular. Let's see what the sweet spot is. And as I kept looking off to the side, expecting the focus to be off, what I actually saw was that this ability for this thing to accommodate your eyes, everything just seemed to clean up right out to about 80% of the field. Not expected, and really nice. I also love these lens covers. They're not held on with like rubber that starts to get brittle and worn. It's some kind of durable fabric or something that holds these on, and so it's not going to like eventually just get brittle and snap off. Nice design feature there, and these also double. I don't know if you've ever seen these before. Pretty cool, actually. These things actually double as containers for your filters. They just pop right in here. Like so. Very sweet. Very clever. You don't have to keep them in a pocket of, you know, your binocular case or something like that when you're not interested in carrying your binocular case around with you. You got them right with the binoculars. Nice rain guard. Very, very durable strap. And the rubber armor on this thing, it's, again, it's kind of like the comms designs, the BPOs, in that they're just pinnable, hinged pinnable pieces that would allow you to service these things quite easily. No need to try and peel off some kind of glued skin on these things. They feel great. They're shaped great. You know, it makes me think of something, and that is, and I almost want to do a video on this. Sometimes you come across binoculars that they may not perform as well as another one that you have as far as resolution. And you'd think, well, then, they just don't measure up. And yet, for some reason, that particular binocular just gives you a pleasurable experience, and it becomes the one that you most want to take out. And I really think that's just because it may not be ticking off the boxes, 1 to 5, 5 being greatest. It may not be ticking off all the 5s, but if it's ticking off all the 4s, and the other one's ticking off 2s and 3s, and every once in a while a 5, you just have a tendency to experience a particular binocular like these as just being just excellent. I really, really have been enjoying these, and I guess I got to keep them. These things are just way cool. And so again, if you've been hearing the hype out there, not hype. If you don't like heavy, don't get them, because these things are like steel. I mean, I thought I could pound nails with the BPOs. This is actually a steel body. This is heavy, but boy, is it sturdy, and really like these things. So we'll give you the stats at the end with a little close-up pic. But again, this is just one of those things. The Tento review I did, just a little side note, I want people to understand, I'm not knocking the Tentos. The Tentos, I told you, they throw up a very pretty picture. I just noticed that, store-bought Aculon was just slightly better with regards to resolution. Which one would I personally like to take out? Well, for the sake of the eye relief and for the sake of the ease of focus, I'd take the Tentos. For the price, yeah, it was a reasonable buy. But I wasn't on the bandwagon, as far as feeling like, I got to be a part of this particular cult. They were good. They were good for the price, and that basically was it. These things, amazing. And, go get yourself a pair if you can find them. That's it. And once again, thanks for tuning in and hearing me jabber. Thank you. Bye. With these, I don't know if it's actually true. Hello? Okay, just come up. I'll send everybody down. We're right in the middle of a recording, though. I gotta finish it. I'll take care of it. I'll send myself down then.